Good day, everyone. Welcome to Newsaluji. Welcome to another political chat. I implore you to please join me as we'll be having this interesting topic about the MK party still pursuing that bid of removing President Cyril Ramaphosa from office. So this time they want to use parliament, and they have written to the speaker, Thoko Didiza, a request of saying that they want the motion of no confidence against the president, and it must be a secret ballot. So the letter of request has been written for a secret ballot in the motion of no confidence against the president Cyril Ramaphosa. Seems like Jacob Zuma and his MK party, they are still pursuing that stance of saying they want this man removed. They want the president to just evacuate office. So the Speaker of Parliament, Thoko Didiza, has responded, and the Constitutional Court has responded to the MK party, has responded to the first and the second applicant, which is the first one is Jacob Zuma, and the second one is uMkhoto Wesizwe party as a party. So now these two which are one, these two, they want to see the president being voted out from the office. So what is happening? So I want us to talk about that as our point of discussion, and I want us to talk about why Gogo Mashiki said in when he was there with Wesizwe, and I want us to just check on what Aikumalo said also, and Samkelo Masego said also, the SABC journalist. So I want us to talk about what they said, because there's a bombshell what they said. There's something big, something huge, something explosive of what they said, in particular to the character and the position of the ANC and the current president Cyril Ramaphosa. So I want us to talk about these three analysts, political analysts, because they've said something very unique, something very common. They said one thing, but in different platform, in different interviews or videos, or in different addressing of, because Ike was not in the interview, was just addressing the audience, his audience. So I want us to talk about that, to discuss that, but let us start here, because the MK party have written this letter here. 24 July 2025. Attention, the Honorable Thoko Didiza, MP, Speaker of the National Assembly, Parliament of the Republic of South Africa. From Honorable Mandlakayise John Hlophe, MP, Deputy President and MK Party, and Leader of the National Assembly of South Africa, uMkhoto Wesizwe Party. A formal request for secret ballot on motion of no confidence in President Cyril Ramaphosa. Dear Honorable Speaker, I write to you in my capacity as a parliamentary party leader of the MK party in reference to the motion of no confidence in President Cyril Ramaphosa submitted on 22 July 2025 in terms of Section 10 of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa 1996, in accordance with the Rule 129 of the Rules of the National Assembly. We hereby formally request that the vote on this motion be conducted by secret ballot. Justification for secret ballot: protection against intimidation. A secret ballot will ensure that members of parliament can exercise their constitutional duty freely and without fear of intimidation of reprisal. This is particularly important given the sensitive nature of the motion and the potential political consequence for individual members. So by doing this, it takes us back. You remember when Jacob Zuma was to be removed, as the judge then, Mogoeng, did say that he broke his oath of office, and Jacob Zuma was found to be a delinquent president who was not fit for the position. So the opposition political parties such as the DA and the EFF wrote to the speaker to say that they want to have a secret ballot and they want to vote against the president, then seated Jacob Zuma against him in the motion of no confidence against the president. So that process took place. But one thing I want us to remember is that the ANC took a position, took a decision as a constituency to say that all the MPs will vote not with their conscience, but will vote alongside the party lines, meaning that the leaders, the top 6 then, or the top 7, gave the directive to the MPs in parliament to say that follow the party line. The party says that you don't vote against the sitting president. You must vote to protect the integrity of the party and the integrity of the president, regardless of what the heads of judge has said or what the public protector has said about the sitting president, of saying that there was some misconduct on the side of the president, and by doing so he has breached and broken his oath of office. But the ANC worked tirelessly to protect Jacob Zuma no matter what happened, and told the MPs that they don't need to use their conscience. They need to follow the party protocol, the party line, and to protect the party, as I've said. So I feel pretty much that the ANC will repeat the same stance and the same position. Why I say that is because, number one, the leopard does not change its spot. Okay, that is the verse from the Bible. The ANC does not change their belief. They will still protect President Cyril Ramaphosa, regardless of him in the position of those who want to see him out, criticize him, and they take just a snap on him on how he's running the country, being dissatisfied and doing and saying a lot of things concerning the president, because they will still repeat what they've done back in the years when they protected Jacob Zuma. They will still take that position of saying that they will side with President Cyril Ramaphosa, regardless of what the public is saying, regardless of what the opposition parties are saying. They will take that position to say that even if it can be a secret ballot, but they will urge their members, talk to their MPs to follow the party line. They will still repeat the same thing. Constitutional Court, by the way, has responded in the matter between Jacob Zuma, okay. The Constitutional Court of South Africa has responded in the matter between Jacob Zuma as a first applicant, uMkhoto Wesizwe party a second applicant, and they responded, which is President of the Republic of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa. A second respondent is Minister Senzo Mchunu. A third respondent is Minister Gwede Mantashe. A fourth respondent is Firoz Kochelia. And the fifth respondent is Acting Deputy Chief Justice Mbuyiseli Madlanga. Directions. The Chief Justice has issued the following directions. The matter is set down for hearing on Wednesday, 30 July 2025 at 11. The applicants must file their heads of argument on and before Sunday, 27 July 2025 at 2. Okay, this will be 2 p.m. So this matter, the Constitutional Court is saying that it is open, it will be happening 30 July, it will be a sitting, and the applicants must file their heads of argument, which is a Sunday, right? Meaning it is 3 days before 27 July 2025, just right at the afternoon at 2 p.m. The respondents must file their heads of argument on and before Monday, 28 July 2025. Further directions may be issued. Constitutional principle. The Constitutional Court ruling in United Democratic Movement, Speaker of the National Assembly 2017 affirmed that the Speaker has the discretion to allow a secret ballot guided by the constitutional principles such as accountability, transparency, and the protection of MPs' freedom to vote according to their conscience. Integrity of the voting process. A secret ballot will safeguard the integrity of the voting process and ensure that the outcome reflects the true will of the members of parliament. Request for compliance. We kindly request that this submission be considered in line with the Constitution, the rules of the National Assembly, and relevant judicial precedents. We further request that the Speaker consult with the relevant stakeholders and provide a decision on this matter at the earliest opportunity given the urgency of the motion. We trust that you will exercise your discretion in a manner that upholds the principles of democracy and ensure a fair and transparent process. Thank you for your attention to these matters. Yours sincerely, regards, Mandlakaise John Hlophe, MP Parliament Party Leader, MK Party, uMkhoto Wesizwe, Parliament of the Republic of South Africa. So these are the two letters which are sent by the Deputy President of uMkhoto Wesizwe, Dr. John Hlophe. The first one to the Speaker of Parliament, Thoko Didiza, and the second one to the Constitutional Court to say that they want these to be transparent, fair, and to be honest. So what is happening? In all of what is happening here, I've said in the time past that I don't see this getting successful, this bid of the MK Party. But the MK Party does this to achieve something, especially coming to 2026 and 2029 election. They know what will be the outcome. They know that this will fail, but they are working now to find a political weapon to use to the voters of saying that, you see, these ones, they voted to protect corruption. That's what they want. That's what they want to achieve. They want to have that political voice to convince the masses as to bring themselves as to be the solution of the problems faced by South Africans. So they want to use those problems, as you've heard what Colin Makubele, the MK Party chief whip, he has been saying that 1, 2, 3, the president did not fire Senzo Mchunu. 1, 2, 3, the president is not dealing with this and that. Mentioned a list of things which are wrong: corruption amongst the police service, the systems that are collapsing, things that are collapsing, roads that are not being fixed, the potholes, and all those things, saying that they have plenty of reasons why President Cyril Ramaphosa should vacate the office. But you see, what they are doing is that when this fail, when the DA, as it is part of the GNU, protects the president, and other opposition parties protect the president, and the MPs protect the president, then they will use this as a political plot to gain and to gather support come 2026 and 2029, to tell the South Africans to say that, you see, these ones, they are just one group protecting corruption. So to this is just a political plot that they are doing. This bid of what they're doing, it is another political plot for them to convince South Africans to being the solution. So what did Ike say? So Ike says, Cyril Ramaphosa, this is not something that you want to hear or be happy about, but it is the fact. It is the truth.
You see, Cyril Ramaphosa, I don't know if it's luck, witchcraft, or he's got a Zionist, strongest lobby group. But the guy, he is the strongest ever ANC president, more than Mandela.
Which president have you ever seen making the fierce oppositions to be part of his team and to side with him, right? They may be having some disagreements there and there, but they are together. When it has for them to protect the president in terms of not him to lose the position, they know that it will be the collapse of the GNU. But they will protect the president so that the GNU will stand. So the president is the first president of the ANC that has made the opposition to be part of the ANC is to side with the ANC through the GNU. So we know that the likes of the UDM, IFP, they will vote in favor to protect President Cyril Ramaphosa. The DA, John Steenhuisen, will vote in favor to protect the President Cyril Ramaphosa. But Ike did outline something. You know, in some of the things that he say, Ike, I don't agree with him. But here, I 100% fully agree with him that President Cyril Ramaphosa is the most powerful president of the ANC since 1994.
I would be a fool not to concede that since 1990, this is the president of the ANC who has had the strongest hold over the party. Whether you look at Mandela, whether you look at, because I don't count Mandela to the extent that there was a lot that was mythical about Mandela. So I don't count Mandela.
Yeah.
So I start with Mbeki. He seems to have understood what his predecessors failed to understand. Particularly Mbeki, by the way, who I would have thought would have been much more strategic than all of them. But in some way was the least strategic, and that is why he lost in Polokwane. Ramaphosa seems to have understood that being in control of the state is meaningless if you are not in control of the party. So Ramaphosa, when I compare him to his predecessors, is the one ANC leader who has a hold on both the state and the party. Now, of course, the question is, what has he done with that power?
Yeah.
Not much.
Yeah, that's the frustrating thing.
He has nothing to show. The country has nothing to show.
He said also the same thing, saying that Ramaphosa, through his cunning, through his device, through his working, he has solidified all the opposition and made it to agree with the ANC and to be part of the African National Congress. And if you don't see that as being wisdom, or President Ramaphosa having wisdom, you haven't seen anything yet. Samgelo Masego agree with this motion of saying Ramaphosa is thus far the most powerful president that the ANC have ever had.
Could it be that Cyril Ramaphosa will be the first president of the ANC to finish 2 terms? He's arguably the most powerful out of all of the presidents of the ANC since democratic dispensation, and he's the most ruthless and most lethal, but very quiet and coy about it until he has to strike. Look at Ace Magashule as an example. Where is he today?
So the MK party, they will need to convince the likes of the DA, the UDM, the IFP, and others who formulate part of the GNU, in which I don't think that is possible, because the MK party have nothing to offer. In fact, they are the worst enemies of the DA. They have nothing to offer the IFP and the UDM and the PA. So these political parties, opposition, will protect Ramaphosa, will protect the ANC. They will vote with the ANC. And this motion of no confidence, I don't see it happening. I don't see it removing Ramaphosa, because Ramaphosa has bribed the opposition to side with him through giving them what? Positions. So thus far, he is the most powerful president, because he has run the state. He has run the state and the political parties. He has influence in this 2 line of working. So in these 2 line of working, he has combined everything, and now to protect him of saying that no, but the parties have given them position, and the oppositions, they are part of the GNU, and the MPs are my MPs. I selected them. So he has all the protection that he needs. I don't see him moving. So we'll never know. Maybe because it's a secret ballot, maybe others will use their conscience who are against, who don't like Ramaphosa, wanting maybe to remove him, hoping that this will just put something there on the table of saying that this man must be removed. So the motion of no confidence being in a secret ballot, maybe it can give a different outcome. Only then time will tell. Until then, please don't forget, you can subscribe to this channel, and you can leave a comment on the section below. Until we meet on the next video, and I'm out.